The activity is continuing to decrease. Let's go to radar and we'll show you where it is. Unfortunately, there's not much left of it. It's up south of Stillwater. In fact, let's go in just a little bit closer here. And Stillwater, you can see just to the north of that storm. It's very strong, potentially severe. On Doppler, we're indicating still some quite strong winds, but no sign of any tornadic activity. So as it stands right now, we have that one potentially severe thunderstorm just to the south-southwest of Stillwater, moving to the north-northeast about 30 to 35. And speaking of tornadoes, Rich Kriegel also shot a picture of the tornado tonight in Edmond. So we might take a look at that particular video. Right there would be the funnel cloud. It's getting ready to come right to the ground right here. It's passed over a good part of Oklahoma City as a rotating wall cloud. Here it is, coming to the ground at that particular point. In fact, they can be on the ground at that particular point doing damage. And it is. Edmond, Oklahoma tonight. And that basically wraps it up from in here for right now.
Gary, Ellen, thanks. We'll be back to you. Uprooted trees, damaged cars, and injured people are what reporter Randy Renner found upon arriving at 15th and Santa Fe in Edmond tonight.
Randy's joining us now live to tell us more about the current situation. Randy?
Roger, Patty, we're at 15th and Santa Fe near the Fairfield edition of Edmond, which by far and away was the hardest hit here in town. Estimates are that as many as 30 to 35 homes were demolished or suffered heavy damage. There you see power lines down along 15th Street. Also, as probably another 20 or so homes suffered various types of roof damage. So altogether, about 50 homes here in the Edmond area suffered some type of damage. There you can see debris from homes scattered through neighborhood streets. We talked with several people who live out here as they were picking through what's left of their homes, and they described what happened as the tornado went through.
We watched the television, and when they said it was coming, we looked out the back door, and it was on the ground right above the houses. We jumped in the bathtub with mattresses over us and pillows over us like they told us to, and rode it out. And the house sounded like a freight train had hit it.
And I was still standing out, and my mom told me, come in, and the floor started shaking. I took off my shoes and dove in, and the house just started shaking, and then lights went out, and then next thing I knew, I opened up my eyes, looked up, and the roof was off the house.
It's devastated out here, and I know some of the people that live in these houses, and it's just very, very sad, and I don't even know if they're all right or not.
And Ron Williamson is with us now. Ron's the city fire marshal here in Edmond. Ron, what can you tell us about what the latest situation is here in town?
Well, the latest situation is we have several different agencies here from all over the state. There must be 200 people here helping out, pitching in. We have probably 50 homes that are damaged. We have 12 people reported injured, and they've all been transported to the Edmond Hospital, and they've been minor injuries. We're very, very lucky, and we're very pleased about that. For right now, we're trying to stabilize the situation until in the morning.
And then the major cleanup begins and so forth?
We still have units out searching, beating on doors and looking as much as they possibly can. We have electrical lines down everywhere. We have gas main breaks. We're working on those, trying to protect the people from getting anybody else hurt.
So it's going to take a while before things are back to normal in this
Absolutely.
part of town.
In the morning, we'll be doing a cleanup. We have the Lieutenant Governor is here, and we have the National Guard going to come out in the morning and help us clean it up.
All right. Ron Williamson, City Fire Marshal of Edmond, thank you very much for being with us. And also, by the way, Oklahoma City and Edmond police officers are patrolling the area, the Fairfield area, quite heavily tonight to ensure that no looting occurs or anything like that. Sheila Hyland is also with us. Sheila, you were in another part of town assessing the damage.
That's right, Randy. I was just to the north of here in an area called Trails South. That is between Edmond Road and Santa Fe and between Santa Fe and 15th and Santa Fe and Edmond Road. We talked with one family whose home was damaged extensively.
Came out, the funnel cloud was coming over this house here, so I ran back inside, got hold of my wife and child, and we ran inside the linen closet. All hell broke loose then. We had about 30 seconds.
That was George and Debbie Doty. They escaped injury by hiding in a linen closet. Now, this is the damage that resulted to their home. Half of the ceiling was ripped off, doors and windows were knocked out, debris was scattered everywhere. Furniture was ruined, the house was flooded. Ironically, a china cabinet and its contents remained intact. Now, all the residents here, of course, are saying that they're just lucky to be alive. And that's the situation as we know it right now. For Randy Renner, I'm Sheila Hyland reporting live from Edmond.
Sheila, thank you. The area we're talking about is probably 4 square miles and largely involves the Fairfield and the Trail South additions there in Edmond tonight. They are patrolling it to prevent any looting in the area. Civil Defense on guard tonight. Red Cross is called in, and they're all standing by to help. If you need help, you can go to Edmond High School. One report, only thing left standing at one house was a closet, Patty, and inside a grandmother and 2 children.
Oh.
The house was gone. Let's check further on the situation.
Well, as you've heard, there have been injury reports from the stricken areas.
Newsline 9's Alicia Malaby is now standing by live at the Edmond Memorial Hospital. Alicia?
Roger and Patty, about a dozen people came to the Edmond Memorial Hospital to be treated for storm-related injuries. Luckily, none of the injuries were severe. Extra doctors and nurses were called into the emergency room to handle the injured. The people who came here were very frightened and scared. We talked with Bill and Stacy Junk shortly after the storm hit their home. Bill said when the storm struck, they took cover.
Yeah, we were in our bathroom.
Okay, so how'd you get up here?
We drove. The police told us how to get here and get around all the damage.
We want our families and the neighbors' families to know that they're okay. The Hogans, the Junks, the Caspers. Okay, no serious injuries.
Bill and his family are all right, and they have since gone home. Joining us now is Denise Cunningham with Edmond Memorial Hospital. Denise, what was the extent of the injuries?
All of the people who were injured had lacerations and bumps and bruises. So far, 10 of the 12 have been treated and released, and we do not expect to have to hospitalize any of the patients.
So none of them will be staying overnight?
That's correct.
I understand most of the people who came here were very scared. Some of them were in shock. Is that right?
Well, shock, not as a medical term, but they were very terrified. They were very frightened and shaky. Most of them had lost their homes and they had no place to stay. They were very emotionally upset.
Okay, thank you, Denise. As she said, most of the people were very frightened and scared. Their homes had been hit by the tornado. All of them are okay, and they've been treated and released. Reporting live from Edmond Memorial Hospital, Alicia Malaby, Newsline 9.
Alicia and our crews reporting on a tornado which dipped from the sky about 7:15 this evening and did quite a bit of damage and a couple of, maybe perhaps a dozen injuries to Edmond. Gary and Alan are still keeping an eye on this weather system. We'll check in with them again in a few moments.